expansion, and then his forces, his stalkers mainly, or zealots, can move right up into the main and do a lot of damage to the tech buildings and the hive.
Yeah, it looks like we have a huge force moving across the map as Nox does have an in-base hatch going down, as well as those flyer attacks level 1, and Glio rank 3 constitutions being researched. There's those force fields that you were talking about, Mesh. He did finally get some sentries. He has an Immortal out to counter these roaches, and he needs to be careful there. Immortals, great units against roaches. You just need to make sure you keep them in the back of your army so they can shoot without getting shot at. So it looks like it's a little too far back. There it goes. It is shooting. Other great force fields by the ramp, preventing those roaches from escaping. And I would say right now that Andy, although he is on the defensive, is in a great position.
Yeah, he has a really good unit composition. The Zerg army is going to get in here, but really not great positioning by the roaches. A nice blink back, letting the zealots tank the damage, really use their melee ability, and then it's going to have to force these roaches to pull back.
Yeah, that Immortal is really just going to town there. It's got 4 kills, another great blink, forward blink there to catch up to those roaches. We do see ground weapons level 1 about to complete, as well as charge about halfway done, which will really help those zealots. And again, I'm not sure if I really agree with this flyer attacks level 1 that that Nox has started, just because blink stalkers are such a good way to fend off mutas. And we do see 38 Zerglings about to be done, and as well as a robotics bay going down for our Protoss player Andy there. So we'll be seeing some Colossi out on the field very shortly, I would imagine.
Well, it looks like the force field's going down a little late. The Zerglings are going to be able to get a pretty good surround here. Nice blink by the Stalkers to get back, to get position on the Zerglings, but they are going to get the surround on most of the Zealots and the Immortal as well.
Yeah, unfortunately that Immortal did have to go down, but he does have enough Stalkers. He will be fine throughout this. I would like to see Andy expanding again right now. His natural is not quite saturated. He could definitely use some more probes there. But there is an engagement up here at the front. 2 spine crawlers poking away. One of them almost goes down. The Queen's coming out to do some battle along with these Zerglings. It looks like they're going to take out one Zealot, another one there. Once this Queen gets off creep, she's going to be pretty useless. But I'd say that was pretty well defended. There is that one spine crawler on the left with about 20 HP left. But one thing I will say for Nox here, he's doing a great job of having this creep spread, which is giving him really good vision of the map.
Yeah, he started to spread it even farther earlier, but wisely Andy used his observer to pop some of those creep tumors as he moved out across the map. And I was going to say this earlier, and I'm glad to see that Andy did it. He did get those Zealot legs, and because he has so many minerals right now, he should add a bunch of Zealots to his army to really help deal with all the Zerglings of Nox.
It's definitely a Zergling-centric army, and we do have a Colossus about halfway done with the extended thermal lamps on the way. He'll also do a great job of taking out those Zerglings with a forward spine crawler. And it looks like you pointed out, Andy is using that observer to pick off those creep tumors and stop the creep spread, which is always important for the Zerg. We do have 6 Mutalisks on the way for Nox.
Yeah, 6 more Mutalisks already to his army of about 7 Mutalisks right here. As they move out across the bottom of the map, they're going to try to get in the back here. They might be able to snipe the Nexus or maybe some of the gateways if he's not able to warp into Stalkers in time. But it is only 7 mutas, and here comes those 6 that you were talking about to reinforce, and there's 6 more on the way. So he actually has a bunch of mutas right now. If we look at the units tab, he's got 19 mutas, as he's going to move in the back here and be able to do significant damage to the Nexus.
Yeah, I think if he goes for the probe line, he's going to take out a ton. He might have time to take down the Nexus, although with that recent health buff, I would imagine that Andy would be able to blink back here in time. It doesn't even look like he's going for it. Smart play there, targeting the robotics facility in order to stop Colossus production. And there he does see the Robo Bay, so if he did not know Colossus were on the field, he does now. Well, the Stalkers doing a great job of fending off the mutas. They're a great harass unit, but they're still kind of fragile. But he is going to pop up here by a third that Andy was attempting to take, and this is a pretty good find.
Yeah, that was had Andy been able to secure that, that would have been a pretty big deal. As 3 base Protoss is definitely should be able to dominate 2 base Zerg. So and while he was pushing out those mutas, Nox was able to take his own third. So that is just really a good play by him. Always take another expansion while you're attacking. And these 5 Zealots here are going to be in trouble if they're going to get caught out of position. Oh, those mutas just barely missed them.
Yeah, that could have been pretty easy kills right there, as we do have the army marching forward here, although that is a lot of Zerglings. If we take a look at the unit tab, 82 Zerglings for Nox there. They're about to run in. They've got to run past these Zealots. Going to get some surrounds on these Colossi. One Colossi is about to go down. It goes down. The second one is trying to micro back, but the Mutas are chasing it. The Stalkers really need to blink back there and get the Mutas. They do take down the second Colossus, and it does look like there's going to be enough Stalkers to clean up these Mutas, I would imagine, although it's going to be very close. Oh, I could be wrong. We'll have to see. There is one sentry there. I would like to see a Guardian Shield from the sentry, although it does not quite have enough energy. That'll really reduce the effectiveness of the Mutas bounce shot, and I did misspeak there. Did not look like there were enough Stalkers to finish off the Mutas.
Yeah, he's at this point he's actually starved for minerals. He still does not have enough probes mining from his expansion here. He should have brought some down from his main earlier in the game. Because right now he's in hurting for minerals, and he needs those minerals for those stalkers, as the stalkers are his only anti-air unit that he can make right now. I don't think he has any Stargates.
No, he did have that one sentry, but it does not look like he's producing anymore, as we have Flyer Carapace going down, level 1 going up for Nox, and ground weapons level 2, which will actually, that'll help a ton if you can get that down. Those Zealots will just tear through the Zerglings more than they already do, and Andy's Observer does go and see this third base as it's just making his rounds. But at this point, I'd say that Nox turned it around. I would say he was at a disadvantage earlier, with Andy kind of knocking on his front door there for a while. But I definitely think he's made it happen with these Zerglings, and he was able to pick off both of the Colossi that Andy produced during that last attack.
If we look at the units lost tab, Andy coming out a little bit behind there, about 600 minerals more resources more lost than Nox. So I would agree that Nox definitely has the advantage now, as he does have his third up. He needs to get some drones down there, as there probably are a bunch of drones sitting somewhere. Here they go, they're transferring across. But it's just a mainly Zerg army, Zergling and Muta army. So if Andy could get some more Colossi out, would be really helpful. But I just don't know if he has the resources to do so.
And it looks like there's engagement right there down by Andy's natural, trying to get those Zerglings in. Great force fields to trap them in, but the Muta's just able to fly over. They're picking off these Stalkers, and I think this just might be GG. I'm not really sure what Andy can do. He's a little bit, as you mentioned, starved for resources, but he does have about 700. He is not saturated there, and his third is just getting up with 3 probes at the moment. But I think that Nox should be able to bust into the base, and he might be able to end it. And yeah, there is the GG.
Yep, that concludes the game. Well played by Nox. He definitely made the right unit counters going. Zergling Muta is very powerful in the mid game. He's got the in-base hatchery here as natural. He had made the right tech buildings at the right times. And Andy, although I'd say Andy took a lead early on when he first started applying some pressure, he never really got that breakthrough moment where he really did a bunch of damage to Nox's army or to Nox's economy. So after his early pressure failed, he was, the Zergling, the swarm was able to just kind of drone up, economize, and become pretty powerful.
Yeah, I would agree. And I mean, right now, just kind of going around destroying some buildings with no one in the game. Got those Zerglings a few extra kills, although I'm not sure kills even count after the game's over. But yeah, like you said, I think that Andy did have the advantage there at the beginning. I would have liked to see some more Zealots mixed into his army, especially since he did have charge to take care of those Zerglings. And I've got to say, I was surprised by the tech switch to Mutas by Nox, just because Blink Stalkers are a good way to deal with them. But it did work out. He did get enough of them, and he was able to sneak into the back of Andy's main and take out a bunch of probes, which was very key before he'd get those down to his natural. And that really hurt Andy there, not having that saturation down in his natural.
Yep. So that's it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Anything else, Axion?
No, I think that's it. Just we hope you enjoyed it, as we can watch the Mutas and Zerglings doing a patrol dance there. So I hope you enjoyed that, and as always, keep getting better.